Toronto, it was only for a short term. Wasn't sure if it was going to be longer or not. It was 1 year. And LA was only a 2-year deal. Even if I stayed for 2 years, it's not long enough to actually buy. And same in Philly, unless there was going to be an extension, which there wasn't. It made no sense to buy a house here. So I'm just going to rent until I find, a home where I can, my foundation where I can retire at.
Yeah. I always tell Joy this. I don't think we give enough credit to athletes. If, as a broadcaster, if I kept getting traded every couple of years, I'd be like, nobody loves me. Well, I thought I thought we were friends. Is it hard to get traded? Do you feel like the Lakers didn't appreciate you? Like, how does it land for you when you do get traded?
I try to look at everything in a positive light. I see it as more teams kind of want you or you're more sought after. And sometimes it just doesn't work with the fit. I don't think it's like, oh, they didn't want you or this. They thought something was a better fit for them. I don't take it personal. I know it's part of the business. But end of the day, I look at it at the positive light, and that other teams still want, which is good. That teams still want me to play for the organization, and think that I can bring something to their program, their organization that can help them, get over that hump that they're trying to get over. So hopefully we can make that happen this year. Hopefully make something special happen. But if not, it's always good to know that teams still want me and still want to trade for me.
Yeah, darn right it is. Giannis signed a super max. He's going to stay in Milwaukee. And I have always been a big believer. I have always defended pro athletes with mobility because I've moved a bunch. And to me, I can broadcast for 30 years. A player maybe plays for 10 to 12. So go get your money. Go where it's better. Were you surprised he stayed in Milwaukee because it's not a big free agent market, Danny? And, if he takes all the money, there's not going to be a lot left. Were you surprised at all?
Not that he stayed. I was more surprised that he stayed or signed quicker. I thought he was going to wait maybe till the summertime to see if they can move pieces around. But he's more of an old school type mentality player. If you ask me, he's one of those guys that don't care to work out with other guys. He's one of those guys that wants to bring one. He's stubborn in the sense he wants to bring one to his home city, which he calls Milwaukee his home now. So I'm not shocked that he wanted to be there and win a championship there. But I thought he would wait until the summertime and see what kind of movements they would make or he could make. Instead of giving that money wise, he's trying to see if he can free up some space to get some other guys there. But wasn't that shocked? Not much surprising me anymore these days.
So you play with LeBron James, and you've played. You've been in this league 12 years. You have played with Hall of Famers everywhere. Tell me something about LeBron playing with him that maybe you were even surprised. We all watch him. I've seen 5,000 games he's played. Mm-hmm. The behind-the-scenes LeBron we don't see. The practice LeBron, the leadership LeBron. Tell me something I don't know.
I would say surprised. I was happy to see that he was still the same guy that I knew 10 years ago or that I met 10 years ago. Still humble, down to earth, likes to have a lot of fun, goofy guy, but end of the day, he takes his business serious. And even in walkthroughs, he's going, at least 80, 90%, where he's, still dunking the ball, still playing around. Even though he's 35 years old, he's still going through walkthroughs like he's 19 years old. So, I was shocked to see, some guys, when they make it or when they're stars, they take their time. They walk through very slowly, go at a very slow pace at everything they do. No, he goes at 100% in everything he does and takes it seriously. Even though he likes to, clown around and goof around a little bit, but he's about his business.
I read a story yesterday about James Harden. There was some star treatment, and Westbrook didn't like it. And I understand it. Listen, it's. I said this: Hollywood in the NBA, stars matter more. They sell tickets. I get it. But Danny? What's the line, Danny, for a LeBron or a Harden or an Embiid or whoever it is? What would you be okay with? And for instance, Harden showed up late sometimes. Would that bother you? We all get the star gets some treatment. But is there a line, Danny, that you wouldn't like?
Definitely. I think because you're the star, you're looked at, especially by the young guys, and you're supposed to be the leader. You're supposed to follow your lead and how you operate on and off the court. So I get that. The line is where you got to take care of their bodies. They get some practice off, some days off. But I still think you should have to show up. Unless there's a good reason or a good excuse or you have something else going on. And I understand, Bron has kids, Bron needs games. And yeah, that's cool. We understand it too, because that exception is usually for almost everybody, but especially him. But at least, I think the line is where, guys don't show up or show up late often, consistent all the time. I think that's what bothers guys because you got to be held accountable too. Everybody's time is precious, and nobody thinks that your time is more important than ours. So I think that's where it kind of rubs guys the wrong way if you're consistently showing up late or not showing up at all. But I think, as a leader, a star, obviously you should get the treatment, but you still at least have to show up and show up on time, or as much as you can at least.
Yeah. Inside the Green Room is Danny Green's podcast. So, listen, the bubble was different. Now you don't get much time off. You're right back playing. Whether or not you love it or not, be honest about this. 12 years in the NBA. Is your body ready right now, Danny? Is your body ready to play again? Are you concerned that you haven't given your body enough time to rest?
No, I'm not concerned. I had some good health treatment this off season. I guess it was much of an off season. I got a couple of resets in the body to, checked out some doctors, and I got some good treatment on it to help rehab it, make it stronger, strengthen the tendons, the joints, the bones. But for other guys that are older, some guys that are, have some injuries, nagging injuries, it's going to be tough to recover with that short of a turnaround. But yeah, as much as you love it, it's still, even if your job, you still comes work at some point. Sometimes you get up, you don't feel like doing it. Sometimes you don't feel like going through these type of motions or doing physical activity every day. But you find the love in it. You find the love in it somehow by bringing the game back to its pure times when you're young and having fun, playing music, getting yourself motivated, getting yourself into it. And I think the fact that I'm on a new team, new fresh, start, organization, new beginning, it allows it to be more fun for me and a guy like Dwight come to a new place and teach these young guys have a different role. It makes it more fresh for us. So yeah, I'm having fun with it. I'm not concerned. I know Doc is great with making sure we're taking care of our bodies and making sure that we're getting proper rest and treatment that we need because of a quick turnaround. We had a preseason game the other day. Make sure my minutes weren't too crazy. So as I said, I trust that the training staff, the medical staff we have here, they're going to do a great job. So I think I'll be okay through this 72-game season.
Only 45 seconds left. Harden talks to the Sixers. Are you guys talking about it at practice? I mean, listen, you hear a superstar could come to your team. Is this a topic at practice?
No. I think everything you see on the internet is a topic, but it's not a discussion of, what we're worried about or who's excited to play. When we're worried about us right now, focusing on us and what we can control. Everything else outside of that, we can't control. If it happens, so be it. If it doesn't, we still got to focus on us. We'll figure it out when that time comes and adjust and adapt to it. And either way, we're going to be us. We're going to have fun. We're going to compete for a title, whether it's here or wherever we are as a group, whatever groups we have, and figure it out from that. But at this point, the other stuff is just background noise and a distraction if we let it be a distraction of us focusing on us.
He's got good taste in art. I'm looking behind him. He's got great taste in art. He's got 3 rings. It's snowing in Philadelphia. That's different than L.A. Inside the Green Room, Danny Green's podcast. We love having you on. We'll be watching in Philly. They're always entertaining. And thank you, man. Appreciate it.
I appreciate you, man. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you. Danny Green, a real